In today's video, I've got 5 amazing non-alcoholic cocktails, mocktails I should say, using Monin's Red Berry Puree. It's the month of November 2022. The red berries is strawberry, blueberry, raspberry. So if you're not drinking, if you're off the booze, this video is ideal for you. Now in this video, I am going to be using the Lyres range, and I talk about this range all the time. It's a range that I actually use in my own business for hen parties. They're all non-alcoholic spirits. We've got the Italian spritz, Aperol essentially. We've got Pink Gin equivalent. We've got, which one's this? The spiced rum, the cane, spiced cane. We've got the Amaretti, which tastes just like Amaretto, I promise you. We've got a whiskey alternative there. And I'm going to be rocking out the non-alcoholic Prosecco. But of course, all of these recipes have got Monin's Red Berry. So as this is part of the November Cocktail Club, you know, all the recipes we feature this month do include this. Don't forget, you can get involved. You can get the chance to win one of these. So stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm going to tell you how you can win one of these as well. But if you've got any non-alcoholic cocktails, recipes that other people could use using this, the Red Berry Puree, as I say, blueberry, raspberry, strawberry. If you've got any recipes, then feel free to drop your own recipes in the comments below. That will help the community out. But quickly, before I dive into the recipes, the most important thing is you have to be a member of the Drink Stuff Cocktail Club. There'll be a link in the pinned comments. There's a link in the description. Just sign up with your email address. We send you a PDF, a cocktail book, just as a way of thank you. But you get the discount code. So every month you can get our flavour of the month at a discounted price. But you can only get that via email. So you have to give us our correct email address. Right, let's dive in and show you how I've made these cocktails. So your first non-alcoholic cocktail we're going for today is a pink berry Collins, if you like. Obviously, I'm going to be using Lyres London Pink Spirit. It's essentially a pink gin without the alcohol. Perfect. Well, I've explained about what these are. You'll know exactly what these are. But I just think they're perfect. I use them quite a lot in my hen parties and all that sort of stuff. So we are going for a 50ml double bubble of your pink gin. Lovely sort of berry notes on this. So 50ml of that. We're then going for, I'll do the lemon juice next. If you've got fresh lemons at home, use that. No, but we've always got this at hand. 25ml of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Then I'm going to do the red berries. Now, as I always say with this, have some, it's up to you, your own palate, have some sugar on hand if you do need to balance it out. These are not super sweet. They're perfect for me, but some of you might need, say, 10ml of sugar syrup. So have some sugar syrup about to for your own palate. I'm just going to do 20ml of the red berries in its own little jigger so we don't get everything else dirty. So 20ml, look at that. Stick that on your toast. Lovely. Perfect there. Right, the soda water obviously comes after the shake, so I'm just going to give this a good hard shake, about 10 to 12 seconds. You know the drill. And I'll put some fresh ice in my glass. Just going to top up, it's like I always do. I always add the fizzy stuff to the shaker, so you don't have to stir the finished cocktail. It's up to you. I never dilute too much. 75ml, you know, tops. But gauge it. If you've got a bigger glass, do some more. About 75ml of soda water, and then just very simply, single strain into your lovely highball glass, and that is your red berry pink gin Collins, whatever you want to call it. And then just to garnish, you know, nice berry kebab would have been awesome on top there. It's up to you. I've got a dehydrated grapefruit there. I think that kind of complements a nice pink gin a little bit. No, obviously, bit of colour contrast. We like a bit of red and green, don't we? So a couple of sprigs of mint. And there you have it. That's really delicious. It's not overly sweet. That's what I mean. If you do need that sort of 5 or 10ml of sugar syrup, you be my guest. These are really not sweet purees. So, you know, you kind of have to adjust, but that is perfectly for me. I get those sort of berry notes from the gin. I get the berry notes from the puree, obviously, but it's just a lovely, well-balanced cocktail. Proper sort of Collins, light, summery, afternoon kind of drink. Right, let's move on to cocktail number 2. We are going to do, as you can see from the ingredients, I'm going to do a non-alcoholic Amaretto berry sour. Kind of, we're on the Bakewell sour kind of things. You know, Bakewell sours, my hen pies absolutely love. So whether you use raspberry, whether you use cherry, but the berry will be perfect in this. So, simple ingredients again. We'll do the Lyres. I mean, this stuff just tastes like proper full-on Amaretto. It really does. It is so good. Love this stuff. So we're going for 50ml double bubble of the Lyres Amaretti in there. Virtually identical sort of ratios. Again, we're going 25ml of your lemon juice. There we go. Fresh if you got it, but you know, this stuff's awesome. Just have about. So 25ml of lemon juice. Going to go for the red berries next. Got our own little messy jigger. So 20 mil, I'm going to stick to for this, 20 mil. And if you need to add, as I've just said, if you need to add some sugar to balance it out, do it. I'm not going to bother, but if you want to, you go for your life. So we've got 20 mil of the red berries. A little bit of naughty stuff for me. I love that stuff. Angostura Bitters, whatever bitters you've got. Any kind of aromatic bitters. You could play about with different flavoured bitters. You know, I've got loads at home. I'm going 2 dashes of these. And then the final ingredient, up to you. Egg white, I've done a little bit of stuff with Mrs. or Ox or whatever it's called now, the sort of Aquafaba replacement, but you know, we sell these, the Magic Velvet Foamers. You just want 6 drops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then all we're now going to do is just ice it up, give it a good hard shake and then just serve it up. In a good 10-12 seconds, I always like double straining these kind of drinks because you get rid of those little tiny shards of ice. It just makes the drink look a bit better. You could go in a martini glass, a coupe glass, or you could go in a rocks glass over ice. But just kind of double strain. There we go, a couple of taps. Get it all out there. You can add some more ice if you want to. I'm not going to bother. And then just to garnish, what have we got here? I've got some limes. Going to go for a dehydrated lime, or actually orange. Let's go for a dehydrated orange. You could do a sprig of mint. I might do a sprig of mint for the thumbnail, but that is your non-alcoholic Amaretto Berry Bakewell Sour, whatever you want to call it. As I say, that is just absolutely fun. We love that. Hen pies, as I say, I've made this time and time again. Hen pies go wild for this sort of stuff. You really do get those almond notes from the Amaretti. It's a stunning cocktail. It's whatever you want to call it. Whether you want to call it a Bakewell Sour, whether you want to call it a red berry sour, it's absolutely stunning. Now, cocktail number 3. Time to get these tiki glasses out to play. Look at this. I'm going to do a red berry mule, and I'm going to be using the Lyres Spiced Cane, which is like a spiced rum replacement, if you like. All right, so that's what I'm going to be doing for this. So we are going for a 50 ml double bubble of that. You know, obviously this works for a proper alcoholic cocktail. Of course it does. But you know, I love this. Don't think, if you're going to use this, don't think of it as a full flavoured, full-bodied spiced rum. There is no alcohol in it. It's the same with all of these. My favourite one, in total honesty, my favourite one out of the whole lot is that Amaretti, actually the coffee one, which we don't serve here at Drink Stuff, but they're just so full of flavour, you don't miss the alcohol. These do an exceptional job, very functional job, you know, for non-drinkers at parties and all that sort of stuff, a very functional job, but please do not think for 1 second they taste like the real thing with these. Liqueurs, yes. The spirits, no. So, 50 ml of the Lyres spiced, I call it spiced rum. What do they call it? Spiced cane spirits. That's what we're going for there. Lime juice is completely up to you in this. I would do a couple of squeezes of fresh lime, maybe. You don't want that much, but I'm just going to add 15 ml of lime juice for this. You just kind of need some, just to give it that little citrusy bite. So 15 ml of that. Let's do the red berry while I'm here. 20 ml of the red berry. Good, lovely dollop of the red berry. Look at that in there. Angostura Bitters, again, completely up to you. I do love to add these. So a couple of dashes of your Angostura Bitters. And then I'm going to top it out with a bit of ice actually first. So a bit of ice, and then I'm just going to top it up with some ginger ale or ginger beer. I'm at the time in my life where I like a ginger ale. Not kind of feisty as ginger beer, but this would work perfectly with a lovely ginger beer, especially with the red berry notes in there. It's ideally suited, but I do love my ginger ale as well. So just top that up with some ginger ale. Ideally, you're going for about 150 ml. This is a nice long drink. That's what you want. So about anywhere between 100, 150 ml. Going to take a nice long bar spoon, just give it a good churn because you've got obviously the puree at the bottom there. You just kind of need to sort of mix that in. You could shake this without the ginger ale, of course you could, but it's just easy to make it in there. Just give it a nice churn. Top it up with a bit of ice if necessary. A couple of cubes will fit in there, maybe a third one. And then garnish, as is, you know, just it's the easy garnish, isn't it? Got some mint, and we're also going to go for dehydrated lime wheel. And that is my red berry, non-alcoholic red berry, spiced red berry mule. Again, that is so delicious. Those red berries, and you do get that spiced, non-alcoholic spiced rum, it does really come through. The spices are there. It's not overly sweet. If you do need to add some sugar, again, as I say, but for me, that lime juice, the ginger ale, it's just the perfect balance for me. I adore that cocktail. It's so nice. Right then, your fourth one, and I love doing these type of drinks as well, especially in the old julep cup. A lot of you guys will know exactly what's coming here, but I always use stainless steel julep cups for this to give it the proper effect, but it's amazing. So this is going to be kind of a red berry julep, but obviously the non-alcoholic version, we're going to use Lyres Malt. It's essentially a whiskey, but they call it American malt. It's essentially a whiskey. That's what it is. Really, really simple, these cocktails. You know, you don't need this, not rocket science. So 50 ml double bubble. You could cut it back a bit, 40 ml if you do you know. I'm going 50 ml. I like to give value for money. 50 ml straight into your julep cup there. There you go. Let's give you a little close up of that. And the American malt Lyres. So essentially, as I say, it's a whiskey. We are going 20 ml again of this, the red berries, straight in here. Again, lovely. I promise you, if you've never tried this sort of stuff on toast, do it. I promise you, you'll never buy jams again. So purees double up for everything. Brilliant. Right, 20 ml of red berry jam. Let's call it jam. Sorry, Monin. 20 ml in there. And then the last thing is just your mints. And I go, depending on the size of your mint, I go for about 10 decent sized mint leaves. That's what I've got there, about 10. Palm your hand, you know the drill. Palm your hand, give it a spank. And then we're just going to pop that straight in the julep cup. Then the whole point of this, you need this. You can bash ice up at home if you want, if you can't buy crushed ice, but you need the crushed ice for this. It's the crushed ice that gives the whole cocktail the dilution and the effect that you're going to see here. So load your julep cup up, probably about 2/3, maybe halfway 2/3 up straight away with crushed ice. Bit for the bar, like always, as I do. Take long bar spoon, and now we're just going to churn the cocktail up, and you will immediately start to see the julep cup frosting. But then after a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes, you'll get this lovely white frosted layer around it. So nice churn just to start off with. There you go, amazing. Can you see that frosted up? So we've done that about 30 seconds or so, maybe slightly longer. It's up to you. A bit more crushed ice. Try not to spill it on the bar this time. There we go. Load it up with more crushed ice. You can give it a good churn again if you want to. There we go. Give it a good mountain. There we go. Perfect. And then the garnish for this, it has to be the sprig of mint. But if you've got some berries, you could do a berry kebab. Of course you could. But you just want a nice mountain of ice on top there. We might put some berries on for the thumbnail. But that is as simple as the julep gets. And because you've got that instead of a normal whiskey, you've got a non-alcoholic version. Brilliant. I promise you, that is just all shades of fun. You could do the spiced rum in that, the spiced, whatever it's called, the spiced cane from Lyres. That'll work exceptionally well in there, but obviously julep is kind of whiskey based. I promise you, a whiskey fan that's not driving, that likes their cocktails, they're going to love that. To be fair, I wouldn't even say it's overly whiskey as well. So I would rock that out on hen parties as well. I think that's a stunning cocktail. So we love that. Can you see the effect? You'll see, if you keep your eyes on this in about 5 minutes, you'll see this properly frosted up as well. So that's cocktail 4. Cocktail 5, the last one, we're going to do the spritz. I'm rocking out the Lyres Italian spritz. This is essentially Aperol, non-alcoholic Aperol. It works so well. It's got the bitterness of the Aperol. There is another one in the Lyres range. It's got more of the bitterness of the Campari, but this is kind of more that Aperol spritz. So it is absolutely perfect. Note, we are cracking out the non-alcoholic Prosecco as well, which is actually quite tasty. I'm a fan. So we're going to use the big old, I think they're a Negro glasses, big old Chimbaloos for this. If you want to go highball, you do that. Load it up with ice. We are going for the Italian spritz first. We're going for 50 ml double bubble of the Italian spritz. This stuff is lovely, I promise you. There we go. Now what you could actually do, if you want to go a step further and you've got them, I've already used it in this video, you could actually couple that up with the pink gin as well. So you could kind of do like a gin, Aperol sort of spritzy kind of thing. It's completely up to you. You could use other flavoured syrups in here if you wanted to, but you know, I'm just basing it on one of these. So that's what's in there. I'm going to do the red berries. So again, I've stuck to 20 ml through all this. If you want to up that, you up that. But we've got 20 ml of this red berry Le Fouille, Monin Le Fouille. There we go. Look at that. So we're going to do that. And then the Prosecco, we'll get this live on camera. The last time I opened one of these, this cork went up there. So as I say, we sell this Classico. I would say this is more of a demi-sec in the grand scheme of things. So slightly sweeter than your average Prosecco. Oh, he's done it. He's done it. There we go. Look at that without fizzing. This stuff is amazing. It really is good. As I say, a little bit sweeter. So just kind of your limits, whatever. I think that's about perfect. The glass is absolutely humongous. So I'm going to add a bit more ice to this in a minute. But just kind of give that a stir down. Combine all those sort of the berry, the puree in there. That'll break down. Now I'm just going to load this up with more ice because the glass needs more ice, let's be honest. There we go. And then just to garnish, I've got some mint going on there. I've got dehydrated lemons here. You could go dehydrated orange, fresh berries. Of course you could if you're going to do that. And I just like the whole colour contrast thing as well. So I've just got a bit of mint there. But that is your red berry spritz. Let's just have a quick cheeky try of that. Fun, fruity, the bitterness is there from, I tell you, this stuff is amazing. Really is good. I promise you, if you're a non-drinker or you can't drink and you like your Aperol spritzes, this stuff is going to go down a treat. So there we go, ladies and gents. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favourite. And remember, as I said at the top, like if you've got some ideas for mocktails with using this Monin Red, you drop those in the comments below. Help the rest of the community out. And don't forget, it's competition. We have the competition every single month. So it's up to you to dive into the Discord or tag us on Instagram. You invent your own cocktail recipes using Monin's Red Berry. Submit that Discord ideally, but Instagram. But you have to tag us in the actual photo. Don't mention us in the comments. We need a tag in the actual photo, so that lives on our tag feed, on our profile. Submit your recipes. I then put them all together. I make your cocktails at the end of the month, and then we get the judges in here to pick the winner, and the winner gets one of these, a choice of whichever flavour you fancy for the next month. So that's that. Don't forget, if you want even more red berry inspiration, dive into that video right there.